Hi guys, my name is Bobby. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you my December TBR. Now, and also a small life update, I guess. So I will be a good booktuber, and if you don't care about the life update and only want to hear about the books, go to the timestamp right here, wherever I put it, and you can skip the life update. So, as you've probably noticed, I haven't posted anything in over 2 weeks, and that's because creatively, I'm tapped out. Like, I have no good ideas. I've been watching BookTube nonstop because that's what I do. But I literally have not had any good ideas on what to film, what to do, anything. And I think a lot of that has to do with my life stress. And there's a lot going on in my life right now. And with work and my state just went into another 4-week shutdown. My husband is back to not working again. So that's created stress in the family. Our kids were going back to school slightly. Now they've pulled that back, even though in our town, we don't have enough cases to warrant that. So my children are not very happy right now. So there's a lot going on. And like I've said multiple times, when I'm stressed, I don't read. I started off the month of November really, really good. I banged out 2 books really quick. And then I picked up another one and I literally just tanked. I didn't read for 2 weeks. I'm reading today. One of these books I will talk about that I want to read or that I'm in the process of reading. I'm going to hopefully finish by the end of November because today is the 25th, so I have 5 days. Should be able to easily finish it in 5 days, but I want to put it in this TBR just in case I don't finish it. And if I do, great, you'll see it in my November wrap up. But other than that, I still want to mention it just in case because knowing me, I may not finish it, but I'm in a really big reading mood today, so I'm going to spend most of today reading, and it's not even 10 a.m., so I should be able to get a lot done today. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving for here in the United States, so I'm off tomorrow. Thanksgiving always falls on my normal days off, on one of my normal days off, so it always works out for me. And I'll get paid for not being at work because I get holiday pay, so there's that. But anyways, other than that, if you guys have any ideas on something you'd like to see for me or see me film, please tell me. Is my cat trapped in the closet? What the fuck? This stupid idiot was trapped in the closet. My husband must have got a sweatshirt out and he got stuck. It's okay, Thunder. It's okay that you're stupid. I'm gonna go kick him out of the bedroom. I'll be right back. Sorry if the camera angle changed. When I got up, my camera fell. So we'll see. Speaking of cameras, I film on my iPhone and I got a new one. I upgraded from an 8 to 11 and I can already tell while filming that the picture quality is a million times better. So I'm hoping that that's a nice little improvement. So needed an upgrade, got one. So now that I kicked dumbass Thunder out of the room, let's get in to the TBR and let me try to finish my thought. If you guys have any ideas of anything you'd like to see me film or talk about or whatever, please let me know. If it's a review of something, like specific review or whatever, please let me know because I am literally tapped out. And with being super stressed, like can be really creative or at least semi-creative to think of fun things to do to keep my filming schedule good. But that just hasn't happened lately. I think I said everything I needed to say. Little update. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing about, oh, I'm so stressed, or oh, I'm not filming, or I'm not but COVID hits everybody different. And the way things have been going and all the stuff with my dad, and it's literally shit rolls downhill. It's been a big avalanche of shit for the past 3 months, and my reading has suffered. So I've been binge watching House, which I've already seen House. It was one of my favorite shows when it was on, but I started from the beginning and I'm halfway through season 2. Because watching that, and I love Hugh Laurie, and sitting there and watching that and just playing on my tablet or playing on my phone is really relaxing. And I've been trying to read at night, and that's why today, in a reading mood, so I'm going to take advantage of it. But yes, that's everything, I think. So, but again, please let me know in the comments down below if you have any ideas or things you want to see from me, because I can use all the help I can get right now, seriously. But now onto the TBR. So the first book I want to talk about is the book that is me and Vicky's Random Reads Book Club pick for the month of December. We already have the books picked through 2021, but every 2 months we read a book. So the last one was in October and we read The Hunger by Amakatsu. So this is December's pick, and it's A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. I have a hard time saying that name. So this is huge on BookTube. A lot of people have read this or talked about this. From what I understand, it is a complete cry fest, and it is literally like torture porn. So I guess it's about 4 male friends, and it starts with them in childhood all the way through college, and it's really about their friendship and how they lean on each other, and it centers around one of the guys named Jude. Apparently, Kat from Paperback Dreams did a whole reading vlog on it, and she sobbed multiple times. I'm not a crier. I don't cry reading books, But apparently, like with the way 2020 is going, let's end it on a big, huge, depressing note because, you know, things can't get any worse than they are, right? Let's hope. But so this was our pick. Both Vicky and I have wanted to read this for a long time. We just needed a push. We posted it over in the Goodreads in the beginning of November, beginning of this month, so people have time to get it. So this is our pick. It is a chunky book. It is over 700 pages. 800, excuse me. It's like 800 something pages. Barely over 800. So it is chunky, even though mine is a small paperback. So this is going to take a lot to read. And Vicky's broken it down pretty well. But from what I hear, it's a really engaging story. And there's trigger warnings for literally everything. Sexual assault, rape, not spousal abuse, parental abuse, drug use, suicide. I guess there's like literally trigger warnings for everything. So if you're literally triggered by anything besides gore, you probably shouldn't read this. But I'm down. I've been really down in the dumps and my mental health has been in the toilet for months now. So why not? Maybe I probably won't cry, but at least it'll make me feel better about my own life reading this. But this is our choice for December. So if you want to join us, the Goodreads group is always linked in my description. And I'm really excited to read this one and see what everybody thinks. Next is the book that I'm currently reading. I literally put my bookmark in it to film because my husband had to run errands and stuff like that. But this is one of my most anticipated books of the year. It is just about 500 pages, and I'm buddy reading it with my friend Cindy, and that's The Fires of Vengeance by Evan Winter. This is the sequel to Rage of Dragons. Rage of Dragons is still one of my favorite books of the year so far, and this is its sequel. So I am almost 150 pages in. Yeah, 139. I literally put my bookmark in it to film. This so far has been really good. This follows the story of Tao. And in Rage of Dragons, Tao he lives in a world and he's a part of a race called the Omehi. And in this fantasy world, it's like the women have all the magic, the men don't. There's a big, huge case system, and the case system is very important in this world to where like Tao is a lesser, so he's considered less than everybody else. And the nobles look down on the lessers, and the lessers really don't have a chance at a decent life. And you're pretty much your only purpose in life, if you're not a high lesser like a farmer or a really high lesser where you're like the bottom of the nobility, then you are a soldier. And it's very, very war heavy in book one. And so far in book two picks up right where book one left off. So we haven't gotten into much war yet. There still has been fighting, but the fight scenes are amazing in this. So if you like any kind of war or fighting like fantasy, this is perfect. Just know, and this was one of my caveats from book one, that Tao is a character that is very set on revenge and rage, hence Rage of Dragons. And because of that, it can get kind of redundant because all of his thought processes are a lot on getting revenge and being angry all the time. And it just gets redundant sometimes. It didn't bother me as much as it seemed to bother others because the fight scenes were so good and I love the world and the history of the world and the history of their people, and I enjoyed that so much and both books have maps, glossary of terms, and a pyramid structure of the case systems to reference. So I probably wouldn't recommend reading this on audio only because of that. Like sometimes you need to reference those things, but I love it. And this is a Black author as well, and he wrote this. He said he wrote Rage of Dragons. I think this is supposed to be a 4-book series. It's called the Burning series. And he wrote it for his son because his son loved fantasy but never saw any characters like him in it or, lead characters. And Tao is described as having skin, I think as black as coal or black as ebony. I can't remember which. It was just in a couple pages before what I read. But this society is all of Black people. So it's all people of color. And the author, the author's also, of course, Black, but I love his writing. Rage of Dragons was a debut, and it blew me away that it was a debut novel. And this has been really good so far. Cindy's a little further than me because I slacked off for 2 weeks and I'm trying to catch up with her. I think I have 150 pages to go to catch up with her. No. 50 pages. I think she's around page 200. So I have about 70 pages to go to catch up to her. But she said that she wasn't liking this one as much as Rage of Dragons, that Rage of Dragons had more action and she wasn't enjoying it as much. So I'm kind of in the middle so far, like 140 pages in. I like it. It's good. But I like that it's different than the first one because obviously the first one, he learns how to be a soldier and learns how to fight and becomes one of the best fighters. And I appreciated that it took Tao a long time and a lot of hours put in to become the best. He wasn't just the best right away. But this starts out where, you know, it's a little bit slower, trying to get their bearings, like after what happened at the end of the first book. And I'm liking it so far. We'll see. I'm trying to finish this by the end of November. I'm pretty sure I will if I just buckle down. I've got plenty of time to read today. So I'm trying to finish this one definitely by the end of this month. I've got 5 days. I can do it. But if not, and you don't see the November wrap up, then you'll definitely see it in the December one. Next is a book continuing on a series, and that's Empire Storms by Sarah J. Maas, which is book 5. It's book 5. Book 5 in the Throne of Glass series. Also Becca from Becca and the Book's favorite in the series. And I think I'm going to buddy read this with Brandy, who's in the Becca's Patreon Discord. I read Queen of Shadows with her. So we're going to keep going. This one is Becca's favorite. It's very heavy. I mean, it looks smaller than the other ones, and I already have a bookmark in it because I planned on picking it up at the beginning of the month. Still haven't done it. I might start it before the end of the month. I am really enjoying the series so far. I'm glad I continued with it, but I'm scared for Tower of Dawn, which comes next, because that is strictly a Kale story with nobody else in it. And I'm kind of nervous because I heard it's kind of slow and dry, and I have opinions about Kale, which I'll get to in my wrap up, but not much to say about this. It's book 5 in a series. I just want to continue it. I bought the whole series. I need to finish it. So my goal was to do it by the end of the year. Probably not going to happen by the end of the year, but this definitely will get read in December. Next, I'm just kind of like hoping maybe to get to, the more reviews I hear coming in about it, the more nervous I'm to pick it up. And that's The Invisible Life of Addy, LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I had this on my November TBR. I'm not going to get to it because I slumped again, but I've heard people who absolutely loved it, and then some booktubers that I really trust have hated it and said that it's very long-winded and repetitive, and I struggled with V.E. Schwab's other books, so I'm nervous that I'm not gonna like this at all. That scares me, but I still want to give it a shot. So this is kind of like last on my list. If I get to it, I get to it. If I don't, I don't. I kind of like to read books after the hype has died down, so we'll see. This is like a maybe, but again, kind of like November, I'm gonna try to let myself mood read and see if that helps. But so this is like tentatively on there. And then the last book on my TBR that I'd really like to get to in December was a surprise gift that I got in the mail the other day, and it really brightened my day, and that's Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. Alex E. Harrow is the author of 1,000 Doors of January, which I have not read, but the premise of this one sounded so good. And this was a gift from the lovely Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction. She's such a sweetheart. I had no idea. We talk in the Discord all the time, in Becca's Discord, and talk over YouTube and stuff. And this just randomly showed up. My husband threw it on the bed and he goes, "Feels like a book." And I'm like, well, I didn't order anything. And like the only pre-order I had was Fires of Vengeance, which came like November 4th or something like that. And so I opened it, and it was a gift from the lovely Ashley. So thank you so much, Ashley. I've already thanked her on social media and personally. So I really appreciate it. This was just on my wish list, and she said it was a long time coming and she wanted to get me something. So thank you so much, Ashley. I appreciate it. But this, I can't even remember what it was about. I just that 1893, and there's witches, and it's sisters and witches. So in 1893, there's no such thing as witches. There used to be in the wild dark days before the burnings began, but now witching is nothing more than tidy charms and nursery rhymes. If the modern woman wants any measure of power, she must find it in the ballot box. So this is about 3 sisters who joined the suffragists of New Salem. So that's what this is. It's like about suffragettes and stuff like that, but with witches in Salem. And Ashley read this and said she absolutely loved it. So I really want to read this. I love anything with witches anyways. So I'm hoping to get to this one. If I can get through the rest. And A Little Life I'll be reading in chunks, and I have 2 months to read A Little Life. So I could push that one around if I want. Fires of Vengeance I should hopefully have done by the end of this month. Empire Storm should be easy to read. I've read Sarah J. Maas books in 2 to 3 days. So this definitely should happen. And I want to for Ashley just because she bought it for me. And I'm super excited to read it. So again, thank you, Ashley. I can't wait to read this. Okay, guys, that's it. That is my December TBR. So please let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of these books, what you thought of them, if you have any ideas for any videos you want to see from me. And other than that, I will see you guys in my November wrap up. Bye.